All right, and we're back to Respawn Point. I'm Michael.
And I'm Zach.
How's it going, man? How's your week going? It's been going pretty good.
It's been going pretty good, pretty uneventful, actually, we'll say. I've had a few things come up, but not a whole lot, actually.
Man, I wish mine was uneventful.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that you've had a few things come up with your week.
Yeah. So anyone who follows the track record of my episodes, I was, very like, oh man, I'm going to edit these podcasts and be out by Tuesday. And then it was like Wednesday the first time. And then, and after I got early on the other one and I got very confident. I do this thing. I get very confident and then something happens. This episode came out on midnight on Thursday, which is the latest it's ever been because I got really, really sick like Friday night and into the whole weekend. I had no productivity throughout the entire weekend. And Monday, I was still like recovering a bit.
So, were you stuck in bed sick, or was it like how sick did you get?
So at first, I totally thought that I was just hungover because my wife and I did a date night, and I thought I was like, I just thought I pushed myself. I was trying to get back into a workout routine. I didn't eat all day. I then had a very rich dinner of like prosciutto and wine and what else was it? I think Buffalo Wild Wings. Just really, really
Good,
heavy.
good mix there.
Yeah, but it was delicious, and
Oh,
this
yeah.
12% Moscato wine, like fruit wine, was super good.
Really good. I settle for a good wine. Let me tell you what. Once I have like good wine, I will get the whole bottle done, and then I will realize that that was a mistake because I will wake up the next day with a really bad hangover, especially because of all the sugar that is in wine.
Yeah, and this was like the mead, like the fruit mead wines. This was like a strawberry mead,
Oh.
so good. It was so good.
So I feel like mead especially is one of my like just favorites to go for. My roommate actually brews mead, and we've tried a few, had it, it's really good. But you're thinking because of your night out, having wine, having a crazy rich diet, you're thinking that you're hungover the next day when actually in reality you're just sick. Maybe still a little hungover.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the hangover plays a little bit into it. And I mean, I worked out a ton on Friday and then I had all that crazy food and wine and went to bed and woke up just wrecked. And I was like, this is what I get. But I was like, it was just like one. It was okay. We finished the bottle. It was not just one glass. It was enough that we finished the whole thing. But
It was one glass.
as the wine glass is huge.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sure that played a part in it, but I woke up and I'm like, I'm just hungover. You know what? This kind of promised the kids this anyway. You know what's really good? Breads. So I'm gonna go down to Dunkin' Donuts, get a dozen donuts, some coffee, take some ibuprofen before I leave. You know what? Sure, that'll fix me right up. So I'm getting the car, start going. My car has no TPMS alerts, no nothing. But I keep hearing like something. Turn down the
Okay.
music. Yeah, and I'm like, it's like you drive in, and
Oh
go,
no.
burp, burp, and I'm like, what?
Oh no.
And sure enough, my driver front tire is really, really low. It almost looks flat. But I've had flat tires before. In fact, there's a funny story once where I had a flat tire when I was with an ex-girlfriend of mine who kept driving the vehicle with it flat and running the
Why?
rim in the rim through the asphalt where you get to see.
Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know. She was crazy. But so I was like, okay, it's just low. I've had a thing where like when my tires get low and I'm that it just needs air. So I drive on over to the little air place.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta
like
get
it's
that
like
winter air. Yeah.
yeah, to fill it up. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe they're all just like low. Because I look at one and I'm like, it should be like 35. It's like 13. And I'm like, ooh.
That's really low. I don't like that number.
No, and then driver one, I'm like, I put it in and it's just not filling.
Oh no. That's great. So you're seeing the number not going up and you're thinking to yourself, crap.
Well, I was like, well, let me test something. So I popped up the other tire, and the other one has like the 19 on it. It has 19. It's the pressure. And I'm like, it should be 35. And I put it on, and I hear this time, I hear the air going in, and it goes 19, 20, 21, 20, 19. And I'm like, okay, maybe this air thing just is broken.
The air things. It's the air thing's fault.
Most times, I don't know how many times I've gone to a gas station with the air and it not work, or it's cut like someone cut off the air.
Either it's cut off, or it's out of order, or it's just it works, but really it doesn't. I've ran into that too. The one by us usually has had a lot of issues.
Yeah, so I go across the street to the other gas station, to that air one.
Okay.
Same thing.
19, 20, 21. Back down to 20,
It doesn't
19.
even move. It doesn't even
No.
register. It doesn't do anything. And I'm like, okay, there's like a Les Schwab over here. They're actually where I got my tires originally. I'm just gonna go over there and be like, every time I got in there, service free patch job, like they'll fill up my thing. I'll be in and out in like no time.
You get the works, but you get it done efficiently. You feel pretty good about the service.
Yeah, usually they're really good. If there's like they're usually like, it's just low air. Like every time I've done it's been low air. I go in there and this lady, she gives me this like death glare. She's like, yeah. I'm like, hey, driver's side air is low. I can't seem to fill it at these things. I think that the air stuff's broken. Anyway, you can get like one of you guys to bring it in, check it, fill it up, so then I'm be on my way. I don't think, there's anything wrong with it. And they're like, there's like an hour wait. Oh, okay.
Okay.
She's like, do you still want to leave it here? I'm like, well, I don't want to drive it anymore if it's like low.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. The place I want to leave my car if I need it repaired is here. Why would I take it anywhere else? Like, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll just call my wife. She'll pick me up, and then we'll.
It's gonna be an hour, Okay, well, I don't have anywhere I can go. You're right here. Just service my car. I'm fine waiting. I have a plan. Take my business.
Right, and then I was like, I'll just call my wife, and then she'll come pick me up. She's like, okay, and I go, wife. She says, I'll come get you, and I'm like, she's like, I gotta get gas anyway. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I get off the phone. She looks at me. She goes, sir, actually, it's gonna be 3 hours. I was like, that's cool. I'll be gone.
You're like, all right, I'm going to leave my car here. Let me know when you guys check it out. Give me a call. I've done the same thing. That's what I do with the Les Schwab near us. It's usually just, hey, you dropping your car off? Okay, you're going to be back? Yeah, maybe be back tomorrow. I got work, but I can be back when it's done.
Yeah, exactly. And so she's like, so you're going to leave your car here? You have to pick me up at the end of the day. I looked at her. I was like, what time do you guys close? 5? Then I would pick it up at 5.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
I was like, yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to do work service with you. I give you my car to fix. You fix my car. I give you money. We're good to go. If you require money, if it requires it, if it's just a patch job or what, it's fine. Whatever.
You go into a shop. Hey, I'd like to have your service. Are you sure? I don't think you do. I don't think you want this. Okay. So you drop the car off. You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait to get checked. What happens next?
My wife comes, picks me up. My boys are in the car. She's already got her gas, and we're like, well, I already ordered the donuts on the mobile app. Did I do that? I order it. They wanted it. Like, you know what? What else are we gonna do? I gotta wait for this car anyway. We go down, we get it. And by the way, it is 60 miles away. Or no, 60 miles. No, 60 blocks.
I was about to say, I was like, wait, it takes me, it's over 50 miles to get to my work from where I live.
It just feels like it's 60 miles because it's so frustrating.
Just to get there.
Yeah, to give it a hint, I'm in a triple digit address, and the Dunkin' Donuts is at 47th Street.
Get you an idea?
That is the closest one. The other closest one is in the airport.
Were the donuts just sitting there for a little bit? Like, did they have it all finished? And they're like, who's going to pick up these donuts?
Actually, that actually worked out okay.
Oh, okay.
Went down, they said the order, except for the fact that they got the order wrong.
Oh, no.
And all I wanted was one strawberry sprinkle donut.
Okay.
I like strawberry sprinkles.
I love me. I can get behind some strawberry sprinkled donuts. I mean, personally, I'm a very plain, basic glazed donut kind of guy, but once in a while, I like to spoil myself.
Yeah, and my youngest son is all into Kirby right now, and so the strawberry sprinkles remind him of Kirby, and so he was so excited.
Ooh, yeah.
So I felt crushed because they gave me Boston cream instead, and I don't like that.
I'm no. So did you end up going back in and getting it fixed?
We didn't know till we got back home, 60 miles away.
60, forever away. It's another journey to go back.
And it was just 2 of the donuts. The rest of the donuts were fine, so I just had.
Take your losses.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I survived. We watch a movie, and not even halfway through the movie after we come back while we're eating our donuts, I get a little text from Les Schwab. Your car is ready to get picked up.
Like, all right.
This time it had been barely an hour, I think, in the end.
Wait, barely an hour, but you were getting told, "Oh no, sir, it's going to be 3 hours. Are you sure? Are you sure? It's going to be all day. Do you want to leave your car, sir? You're not going to have a vehicle for half the day."
Yeah, I get a
Okay.
text. I don't even get a phone call. I get a text.
Yeah, I get texts too. I've signed up for calls, but I just get texts.
So I'm like, all right, fine. We finish the movie. I'm gonna
Okay.
give her that hour and a half to
Yeah.
2 hours that she told.
You know what? You know what? You quoted me 3 hours. I'm giving you 3 hours.
And then we drive over there, and in my head, I'm like, well, if there's anything really wrong with it, any sane mechanic place would give me a call. Let me know of the details.
Mhm.
Be like, yo, this is what's up. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? I was right again. It was just a patch job. We'll just fill
Yeah.
it with air and we're out of here. Okay. I
Seems
was
like
just,
there was no, yeah.
yeah, get in there. I didn't even notice it because I passed my cars in the parking lot. I'm like, there you are. I'll be back to you in a minute. And then I
Mhm.
pop on in and go in there and they're like, so we couldn't service your car. What do
What?
you mean by that? And they're like, well, actually, there's like not enough tread. Like your tires are inserviceable. Your car's at risk, and you need new tires immediately. And that one tire that had an issue, we flipped your front driver tire with your driver back tire. So they put the back
Yeah.
tire in the
Rotated
front,
to
and
the
they put
front.
my and then they put a spare in the back. They put my spare on my car. Something I would have done.
So they did all this before even calling you about it. They didn't even think to call you to say, "Hey." They just gave you a text saying your car's ready to pick up. And then
Yep.
you go in and you're told it's not serviceable. And then they've already like changed out your tires, moving them. So you're having your back to your front. They put your spare on and they didn't even tell you until you get there and they've already done it.
Yeah, because tire was flat anyway. Apparently.
Okay.
I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Well, do you have a quote of, like,
What's
what's the new
new
tires? Like,
tires?
what's it
Yeah.
gonna take?" And then, of course, they gave me, "Here's your 2 options," and, of course, it's expensive. And I'm like, "Okay, like, could we do this? Like, I'd love to just have it fixed." Like, "Well, these tires are special," because of course it is. "We'd have to order them." And I'm like,
You know?
"Okay." So then
Ah.
I then just got in my car and drove home
Okay.
thinking like, "Okay, well, crap."
Yeah.
And then every day up until today, I was driving it with a spare thinking at any moment, any of my tires could have an issue, could have a rupture, could have the issue. I could be driving my kids to school and bam, I don't know. It could be anything.
Mhm.
And
Well, yeah, you could be just driving along, and then all of a sudden, just bop. You're pretty much at risk right now, just letting it,
yeah, you shouldn't
until
drive
you
that
can
long
figure it
on it.
out. No.
Yeah.
Well, a spare tire is only what, like under 30, like 50 miles, maybe. Like you're not supposed to do many.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh man, I'm not happy with this. So yesterday I actually called up Les Schwab and scheduled an appointment for today to get new tires. And it was like, hey, humor me. If I needed these tires, these special tires, can you make sure we have them for tomorrow? Yeah, no problem. And if we need them in a pinch, we'll just contact a neighbor place and they can just ship them over same day in the moment.
Hmm.
Tells me that morning they just didn't want to deal with anything. They just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
They
That
were
way.
just done.
So they were giving you the runaround. Well, these are special tires. It's going to take a little bit for them to come in, and then you went to go forward with it.
But they could have gotten the tires if they needed it same day by calling a partner site or a place.
That's frustrating. I have a similar experience just recently with getting tires myself. I did them through Les Schwab, and they gave me the same runaround. Like not to trash this company or anything, or just a similar experience in that situation. I went to go get a tire replaced, and it was my car has a special size. I was getting a quote. I was just curious, and they're like, what? They gave me the estimates between two different type of tires, between like the all terrain and just your summer tire, cheaper version. And I was like, oh, thank you for the information. I'll call you back if I'm interested to go forward with this. I went to go call them back to say no because I was curious to go to like another place just to get prices. And they're like, well, the tire's already on order. And I said, wait, I didn't ask for anything to be on order. I was just getting a quote. Well, it's going to be here tomorrow, and we'll be ready to get it installed. And that was an experience I had with that. And then just with it being, and then also I was just like, well, I didn't ask for that, and I felt really frustrated and kind of forced into doing That was a little frustrating. It felt kind of weird, and I was told that I only can get fitted with special tires, and then I've been hearing actually I don't need to, and I don't know. That was a whole complicated situation, but I relate with your pain there a little bit. I have my frustrating story with
Yeah. I mean,
tires.
I like some of the ease of where I can go in now that they're under them, that I could just if I need anything, it's guaranteed over however many miles. 40,000, I think, is what
Yeah,
it says.
right around so. Yeah.
But I'm like, "Hey, this is fine." But it's also fine because there's nothing else around me. I can go to a
Mm.
Breaks Plus, but that place screws me over worse. So it's like I'm not going I have no option. So when you have no option, the only option is a good option.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I don't say it's like a negative, place or anything. I just feel like I don't know. That's just kind of seems weird on the communication side.
Yeah. And we haven't even circled back that I've been sick this whole time.
Yep, right on top of everything.
So come back and I'm like, man, I'm still like not feeling better. I'm annoyed about my car. I'm annoyed about my pastries. I'm annoyed.
You didn't get your strawberry.
I'm I'm like tired. I'm like, why am I so tired still? I got plenty of sleep. Like maybe it's just that. Maybe it's like I'll just go lay down and I'll feel better. I lay
Okay,
down and I do not feel better. I feel worse. I had some kind of head cold, ache cold, like I'm just like down and out. And then I'm like, all right, surely Sunday I'm gonna feel much better.
then Sunday comes around, huh?
Sunday rolls around, and I swear I've never had this experience. A part of me was worried I was having a stroke.
What makes you say that?
I didn't have it, just for the
Okay.
record. I'm
Yes.
fine. The thing is, if anyone knows anything about me, they know that I am thinking constantly. I am always thinking. I can picture things in my head. I am playing situations. I'm thinking about a project. I'm thinking about a situation. I am constantly thinking. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm probably constantly thinking because
You're
I was
thinking about it.
dreaming about some situation that I was in. And when I was waking up, I like looked up and everything went grayscale through my eyes. I couldn't see except everything through grayscale. And I had a moment where, because I was thinking about me and the situation I was in and where I was, where I couldn't in my head figure out the perception of who I was and what I was doing in that moment. I was like separated
Oh,
from myself, and my brain literally could not compute the meaning of myself, my personal identity. It was the craziest thing, and my head started pounding.
so you kind of lost your sense of self.
In a
You
sense,
like and then you went grayscale.
yeah, like, it's, like, the hardest thing to describe because 'cause I've never in my life experienced this, but my head hurt so much, it felt like I had an ice pick through my brain. It actually felt like a migraine, I've had one of those before. Those
Yeah.
it was like a migraine. Because I'm always so like, I was taking the situation, and I couldn't feel like I could process an event, like, as a first person event at all. It just
So
felt
you
gross and hurtful, and I just couldn't.
were you disassociating in your dream?
I have no idea. I can't even remember what dream I was doing. It's gone. Whatever it was, I don't remember, but I just know in that moment, I couldn't think. And I tried to explain it to my wife, and she was like she gave me this, like, eyebrow raise, like, "Okay."
Like, are you good? Oh, well, also migraines in general. Once you start getting those into that territory, it gets scary because I'm a sufferer of migraines. I've had to take medication for migraines. Not a fun time.
Yeah, I had a short stint where I needed to do that, and I think it was related to this other thing that I've got, which is called Raynaud's, which is poor circulation.
Yep.
When I got on the stuff of Raynaud's, my migraines went away, which was great.
Yeah, well, because it's all about blood flow, and usually, when you're having a migraine, I believe it's because of the reduced flow in your brain, and you're feeling tension. I believe it's something around that. Don't quote me. I'm not a medical professional, but I've heard that's generally the one of the reasons you can have a
Yeah.
migraine.
So then I went to Walgreens, got NyQuil, DayQuil, and was like, I am just going to and some Excedrin and Gatorade, and I was gonna flood myself with electrolytes, flood myself with the DayQuil and NyQuil, and just burn through this. And I did. I felt better. I was feeling better Monday. I did a
Okay.
podcast on Saturday when I wasn't feeling good. That was horrible. I barely remember the episode.
Oh, were you shaking in your chair and just not feeling good?
I had a heater over here that was on, and I was like, the whole episode was like, but you don't even know. But hey, that's live on Dungeons and Randomness. That's live. That episode went live
Insert.
Monday.
Yeah. Check that out.
Yeah, that was my whole weekend, and into Monday, I barely was functional, but I got through it. which means I didn't edit until Tuesday, and the episode was late, which means I didn't work on anything else. But yeah, that was my catch up. How are things with you?
Not as eventful as your week has been. I did not get sick. I did not have to get my tires replaced. I did end up going back to my high school.
Ooh,
I got to
or
we
ah,
usually there's the two experiences. I went back to high school. Was that a good experience or was that a bad experience? No, it was a good experience. I really enjoyed it because my wife and I signed up to help volunteer to do mock interviews for the teenagers that are getting ready to graduate.
that's
They're getting
good.
ready to
That's
go
nice
out
of
into
you.
get ready to go out into the world and kind of feel like get a taste of what is out there. When you're getting your first entry job, how do you interview? How do you have the social skills to handle an interview? And I really got to enjoy that.
I wish I had someone when I was trying to do that. One of the first places I interviewed was like at a McDonald's near where we lived back at home. And I remember being in a tank top, muscle shirt with a skateboard, going up there,
Ooh,
being like, "Hey, I'd like a job."
yeah, give me a job.
They're literally like, "You really think we're gonna give you a job? Like, look at the way you did this." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Oh, God, I was such an idiot.
I got a shirt on. I got check out these guns. I can fry the fries and do the job.
Yeah.
What's
Ugh.
up?
I still get embarrassed thinking about that. Past me was such an idiot.
There might be a story somewhere. Whoever that guy was at the time that you talked to, they always remember that guy in the muscle shirt that just came up and
And not just
wanted.
any muscle shirt. It was a very tight muscle shirt with like the
Oh yeah.
Goku Dragon Ball Z picture in the front of it.
Oh man. You know what? I think you landed an impression. I'm not sure if it was a good or bad impression. I'll leave that one in the air. But you left an impression, and that's a criteria in interviews.
Yeah, man.
But but I it was a really fun experience because I got to tour the old high school. I got to bring my roommate along for it and show him, where I used to be. Yeah, I cried in that corner. I stressed over a test in that corner. I got my heart broken in that corner. Kind of tour of memory lane. I got to see a few of the teachers that actually recognized me. That was really
Yeah.
fun. I was surprised. I was expecting no teacher to recognize me, to be honest. I don't feel like I made that much of an impression in high school because I didn't do a lot with school, after school sports or
Yeah.
activities. I was kind of really a background person in high school. Yeah, I did some drama. I did that.
Yeah.
I did choir, but both of those teachers are out, so they wouldn't have. They're all new. My special ed teacher remembered me, which was really nice because she helped me get out of special ed, which was an awesome experience, and we actually had a really good connection. And it was really good to talk with her and see kind of where we've been. And I got to talk to her a little bit about optics and what I've been doing. And I got to catch up with her and realize that she's doing really good too. She's got some more. She's like teaching her own class now instead of just being a helper, which is awesome. One of my friends that I went to high school with is now a teacher at that school.
That's interesting.
And I was like, oh wow! And I got to learn that actually that's a really common thing that happens in that district. Is most people that went to school there actually end up being teachers there if they pursue that.
Whoa, that's interesting.
The other fun fact I got to learn is kids nowadays do not have social skills.
Oh yeah?
That was the other thing. I got to There was a lot of. I mean, I it was really interesting to kind of get a sneak peek into how kids are nowadays and how they perform under pressure with an interview, being asked questions from a stranger. I had a few good ones. A lot of it was kind of coaching and just learning to be like, hey, in an interview, how is your body language? How are you performing when you're asked a question that you weren't prepared for? Did you do your research on the company? There's all these variables that it kind of brings me back to when I was learning how to interview, because I remember doing it. And the first first kid that I interviewed actually froze up and was just looking down at the ground the whole time, was twiddling with their paper the whole time. And I just gave him tips and I was like, hey, it's okay, this is your first job interview. Big tips to look for that, uh, when you're looking at your first job, even if it's just McDonald's or Walmart, is just give them good body posture. Make sure you have good eye contact. Be confident. I told him, if you don't even know what you're doing, act like you do. Honestly, I was like, that'll save you.
Yeah. Being confident and being vocal helps.
Yes, I think so. I told them, I also told them like I suffer, I'm a horrible communicator when it comes towards things. I remember I told them my experience with my very first interview at Subway, where I came in thinking I was really hot stuff, and it just fell apart really quick.
You had your own Dragon Ball Z tank top moment.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I was gonna let you have all the embarrassment on that one. I came in. I had this like oversized button up that didn't fit me. It was not tucked in. Should have gone tight. I came in and they were asking me questions that was just, how do you handle pressure? Oh, I'm the best with pressure. Like trying to be.
With a pressure cooker, duh.
If I was Russ, I'd be done in less than the minute. I'd be 50 seconds. It's good pressure under that. I don't know. Like, was not good. I did not even get a call back. It was embarrassing. And that I remember walking out of that interview just defeated, but
I guess I couldn't take the pressure.
couldn't. You could say that was too much pressure. But I really enjoyed just being able to go down a little bit of memory lane, getting to be able to help out the community a little bit, and just kind of showing the new generation of kids just what interviews are going to look like. What is the future? It was really cool. I think I really enjoyed being able to kind of be on the other side then of that, because I remember being a kid in high school, and I remember doing the mock interviews and being super scared about it. So seeing the other perspective of it was really fun.
Yeah, I never had any mock interview stuff. I never went through any of that. I have actually gone back to the high school, it was a long time ago, where it was like a business class, and I got
Oh,
invited to talk about business when I was
okay.
building companies from one of the first businesses I did that flopped, and I actually regret everything I ever said to that class. So it's kind of an embarrassing moment, but only in hindsight
Oh,
because I was so young. I was doing whatever I thought was right. And it's probably right for the time. When you're younger, you
yeah.
should be bold and you should make mistakes and you should just be like, this is me. And it'll get you where you need to go, or you'll get
Absolutely.
corrected.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like you're going to make those mistakes. And if you're not cringing at your past self, that means you haven't grown. I feel like
Ooh, I
that's
like that.
that's like the quote I live on as of recent.
That's a good quote, man. I like that.
Thanks, man. I come out with those once in a while. The other questions that I prepared, so we had a list of questions to ask the students, but we could also come up with our own. And the favorite one that I learned that I came up with was, what is your favorite management style? Do you prefer being given tasks and come back, at the end of the week, how did you do? Or do you prefer a manager that's going to come up to you every hour and, see how you're doing? What works best for you? Because I feel like they were probably not expecting that kind of question. And I want them to start thinking like that's probably something they're going to have to think about in the future if they're wanting to get into careers like nursing, or if they're wanting to get into the tech world, or if they're wanting to get into, I mean, even like optics. Like most jobs out there, you're going to have some different management styles. So not every manager is the same. Also, what are some key indicators to look for in a good manager? What are you looking at in a bad manager? I gave him tips on just, what are some red flags to look for.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Yeah.
I like in my tech world, I think going from junior and becoming more, there's things where you have to learn. you know, Sometimes you need that oversight from a manager that's helping you grow and be there to push the tasks on you, know to what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because a lot in the tech world is very much like, here's something that needs to get done. We're not going to babysit you. And it has to get done in a timeline. And if you come back and you're like, so is it done yet? They're like, is what done? You're gone. You missed this. But also, it's the manager's fault also to make sure that growth and the things are there. But I have noticed, like you were saying, because as I've hired people come and go in companies all the time. The younger people that I've hired have a much harder time with the independent work that they have to find and then go and seek out the answers to things they don't know and that they have never known, and to be trying to get comfortable with, I know absolutely nothing. That's okay. Let me go figure it out.
Yeah.
That mindset is really hard to teach new hires or juniors or people that are coming into this industry.
That it's okay that you don't know, but here's how to find the answers, or hey, ask for help, or let's figure it out. Like reach out to us and communicate rather than.
Yeah, there's like a famous quote out there, conscious incompetence, where it's like you're aware of how much you don't know. And this is like
Mhm.
a scale of like learning that you do. Then you get this unconscious competence where you're like full of yourself, thinking you know everything, and people around the world have known those kinds of people. And then it
Oh
talks
yeah,
about like mastery, and when you become an expert or a master in something, unless it's like craft that you're literally doing the same thing over again, but like in the tech world and probably optics and all these things, at some point, the how deep the ravine goes of knowledge that's required, surgeons, doctors, is so deep that as an expert, you know that you know nothing or you don't know everything, so you don't have all the answers,
yes,
but you have the confidence to say, I don't know what this is. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to build it. I don't know the answer, but I'm going to go find out and I'm going to have it
figure it
done.
out. What
That's
is
the
that?
difference.
Is that kind of the more I learn, the less I know, but the
Yes.
more I'm going to be able to figure out how to know, or just get it
Yeah.
out there. And yeah, I like that. I feel like that's a very smart kind of way to think about it, you know. So when you have somebody that's full of themselves and I know everything, I trust those people less than
Yes.
I trust the people more that are like, I don't know, but let me get back to you.
Yep. Those are the people I'd rather talk to. You give me your documentation, your answers, that. So yeah, when you're doing these mock interviews and getting them comfortable hearing you say those things, it's just like you're giving them that, like, you don't need to have all the answers. It was really great that you did that. That's awesome. I should do more volunteer
Yeah.
work.
It was really fun. It's really made me consider that. I mean, if there's more things that come up, I'd love to be a part of it just because I feel that is something I can give to the community, or I feel like I can give that towards something from the knowledge that I've learned. At least it could go somewhere. The mistakes that I've made could go towards something. Being able to help, the new generation understand it's okay to not be okay in certain things. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to, as long as you learn from your mistakes, and also just it's okay to not be okay. I don't know. I'm
Yes.
I'm a big person on that message. I'm a big rooter on it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. That's good, man. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome. So we have the Thanksgiving tier list primed and ready. So we're going to zoom through this next topic pretty quickly. It's the Unite keynote wasn't done today. Well, it
Okay.
was done on Thursday the 16th. It was an AI festival, in my opinion.
AI festival.
So Unity had a whole lot of drama. Unity 3D, for anyone who is a game engine that a lot of hobbyists use, and a lot of people, a lot of studios use it. It's a very popular engine. They then had a bunch of drama where they were going to like charge people or charge developers for every user that installed game that was built on Unity, which is like, oh my god, they get about Genshin Impact, or there was I remember the life Cult of the Lamb was built in Unity. And the fact that they were like, we're gonna remove it from the Steam and just get rid of it completely because we can't afford that. Like, it was a huge thing. In the end, the CEO got fired.
Okay.
They walked back things. It's, I guess, in a better state. I'm still not going to go anywhere near Unity personally because I don't trust them.
Yeah. Give it some time to see where it goes.
Yeah, and I make tools, I make games, I make tutorials for like Godot, but I also like just general game development. So I like to be aware, be apprised of what's happening in this space. They just did a huge like keynote on all their AI tools. They did a couple of mobile games like shout outs, which was very cringy. Or
Mm,
the crazy part was they had people in the room and they'll say something and it was quiet. And then you'd hear a cough.
oh, the awkward like.
Yeah, you'd hear it literally, and we're announced to blah, 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 and it'd be like silence.
Ooh.
And I was watching on like the stream while I was working, and I was like, "Ooh, the crowd is kind of iffy on this." Yeah, they were presenting like, "Here, we'll do AI generative textures and AI modeling and AI animations and AI prototyping and all." Like they kept doing it over and over again, and then they kept gearing it also to the like mobile. Like now you can build this mobile game really fast and get it out there using all this generative stuff, and it's like, okay.
Do you feel like it was just like the wrong audience, like, or like the wrong reception, wrong?
I feel like they missed the point. It looks
Yeah.
like they were trying to get, because also to do those things, you need to buy a subscription plan. I really think they're trying to get out of the hole that they're in because they've lost so much money over time. And they're trying to look at all these cool tools that'll speed up your development, which is also why I'm doing the game development. I want to build tools. They even tried to put together, let me know if this sounds familiar, because this is where I was like, wait, wait a minute, what are you guys doing? They
Okay.
want to put together a tool where artists can go in, save their assets, have it automatically linked into the editor, and have a preview for developers to kind of see what the designer artists are building and can pop it into their game right away, all with the source control.
Hmm.
That's a tool I want to build.
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet, so they can take it. They can take their first attempt. It doesn't look
Is
good from what I saw.
but that's something that you've been wanting to have built.
Yeah, and I want to make it agnostic, whether it's Unity or
Yeah.
Godot or Unreal Engine. Like, I want to build tools that make it easier for devs to build things and work with artists and collaborate with, whether you're an artist or a musician or
Yeah.
whatever.
You want it as an open source to be able to be utilized for different projects, or
Yeah, I might make this service like the because this is a trend in the tech world. They'll build a product and that product will be open source and put on like GitHub, and then the company will host it on their cloud for a service fee. So you could either take it, download it, run it like it personally in your own server room for free, whatever.
okay.
Or if you don't want to pay for that space yourself, you could have another company host it, the main company, and then you just pay them and you just use their service through their cloud. But the product itself is open source. Like that's an interesting model. It depends. In the end, you still got to get paid. You still got to make it a full time thing. So there's a path there, and I'm entertaining that. I want to see where that goes, but it costs a lot of money, and we'll get there eventually. But I was intrigued by that one thing. The rest of the whole keynote was a flop, in my opinion.
I feel like the awkward just it kind of reminds me of the BlizzCon where they announced Diablo Immortal for mobile,
I
and
remember that.
the audience, do you guys not have phones? And like the questions of just, is this going to come to PC? No. And the audience was just not having it. They go to release it. Diablo Immortal's going to be on mobile. Quiet. This guy stinks. Kind of like
Yes.
attitude. Oh, man. Uh, well,
I just think
that's,
the focus on AI is crazy, and I don't think it doesn't hit in the same creative world as much as they think it from a business perspective. Like,
yeah. I think AI right now is going to go through that kind of era where there's just going to be a bunch of like crappy things coming out because it's overutilizing what it's meant for, or what should it be used for. Like everything's AI.
yeah,
I don't know. That's been my opinion on it. And you're going to get a lot of crappy things where business investors are going to be like, "Oh, this is going to be nice. We can cash in on this somehow," and probably not implement it correctly.
yeah,
That's my understanding.
yeah. It's we'll see. We'll see if it gets better. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath on AI. I'll just wait. It can improve. There's plenty of things it can.
I mean, AI is only as good as we can make it as well, and it's gonna need some work as well.
Yeah, and we got to make sure we don't make it gross. We got to make sure we're doing the right thing and putting the right protections there. AI could be a topic for another day.
Yeah, we could. That can be its whole other thing. On to the next big
All right.
topic, huh? Thanksgiving.
When I think Thanksgiving, what do you think about?
I mean, I think about apple pie. I think about pumpkin pie. I think about cranberry sauce. Man, let me tell you what. I think about having my belly full and I can't eat anymore.
I remember having eating competitions when I was younger with my cousins to be like, "Hey,
Ooh.
I'm gonna eat more than you," and getting stuffed.
Too good, too good. I don't know why do like I said, why do we skip over this holiday? I feel like this is a very needed like people skip over it to Christmas. This is like a very needed time, man. Like I love it.
Christmas is a stress zone. This
Yeah,
this is great. This is well, granted, it is indulgence, but it's also family. It's relax. It's like recenter. It's enjoy some good food that you really only enjoy like this time of year. I really like. There's some food
yeah.
you bring in, but you like alter it.
Oh yeah.
Some of these things I didn't discover until I was married, and I found out that there are people that eat more foods than I grew up with. I grew up with we grew up with stale
Yes.
bread that didn't get cooked in the oven long enough, cold ham, or ham that's been cooking for so many hours that it is so dry you
It's
couldn't
just
put
not
enough
even
butter on it.
edible. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, it's like that meme of the girl in the car that's just got like,
And then we'd have stuffing too, but it was like crumbly, like really like
yeah, I love stuffing, and that was like not stuffing to me.
no.
So I've got a list here. I'm gonna Pop it up for those on YouTube. You could follow along and see. Otherwise, I'm going to say the names. There are a tier list. This tier list has. So the S tier is what I'm calling elite, which means we'd go back and go get seconds. You're like, yes, I love this. I'm gonna have the seconds. I'm not. I'm just gonna eat this until I explode. Great, which is like, I love it. It's one of the first things I grab. Okay, it's a good like. I like to have it with my meal. Like it's good to have.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm being polite. Maybe is I probably wouldn't, but I will do it so I don't look like a jackass or a rude person on the table. And hard pass is like, I am sorry. No.
absolutely not.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna start from like top, go across, and then do the next row, or however this comes in. But the first thing I'm gonna start with
Mhm.
is turkey. Now, what are your thoughts on turkey?
You know, I mean, I always put that as it's great. I get a helping of it, but I don't get seconds.
You don't get seconds?
Yeah,
Okay. I think it's great. I also I get seconds if the turkey is really good. But I
yeah,
but I don't I think I have had it more in the great that more times than I've had it in the elite.
yeah. Because there's other things that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get seconds. But turkey usually hasn't been on that list. It's only been a few times where, like, if it's been really good,
Yeah.
I go back out. Yeah,
Maybe I need to get some good turkey recipes and make it myself this year. Because I've always gone to
gotta.
a place. I haven't cooked my own for a long, long time.
I always get it at my wife's grandparents, and I mean,
Mm.
it's good. It's great. I do not harp on it. I just, there's just other things that I just want to fill myself up with.
Yep. All right. Pumpkin pie.
Seconds. I'm just putting that right there. I will. I go out there personally. I
You're
I
putting
have
it
a
out there.
biased. Yes, I
Yeah.
have a biased opinion on that one.
So here's the funny part.
Hmm.
You get it in elite get seconds. I hard pass.
Really? Ah, what a
But the rest of my family like it. I like the way it smells. I
Mm-hmm.
will give you the elite get seconds because everyone I know
Okay.
loves it. I actually enjoy the smell of it. Like I don't mind if someone's having pie next to me. This is totally fine.
Is it what about is it the texture or is it the
Smell.
taste?
It's the taste. It's the
It's the
taste. I'm
taste.
not a fan of the taste.
Okay. Hey, it's not for everybody. I mean, it's okay having wrong opinions. That's cool.
Wrong. All right.
Oh.
Another pie. Apple pie.
Man, I mean, I put that in great. Can't go wrong with a good apple pie.
Yeah, if it's done right, it's good.
It's about the crust to me. Crust
Yes.
matters on this one.
Yes. Yeah, store bought.
It's,
Like I
it's,
think, yeah, it has to be good. It has to be homemade. Good filling. Good the whole 9 yards. Although I still don't eat these pies very often because I'm just so picky about it. Because it has to be. I don't like it stale. I don't like it if it's so artificial.
yeah.
It's great when it's great. Otherwise, it's bad.
Yeah, there's like no in between, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So maybe
maybe okay.
I'm fine with okay.
All right.
Because it's
Biscuits.
just, yeah, it's a real hit or miss. Biscuits. Oh. Now, this one I feel like really depends on the biscuit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. If it's now we have dinner rolls coming up as well, so yeah, you can separate the two. I
Okay.
think I think these can either be your Pillsbury or someone makes their own biscuits that they can bring, or they have some play on it. I actually don't get too often biscuits in Thanksgiving. Sometimes
I mean, when I get it, I'll take a biscuit,
it's a
but I'm
good
not.
side piece.
Yeah,
Put it in okay.
I think okay. I mean, also
I
like
got
I'll put like some jam on it, and
yeah.
like that elevates it. But
I'm gonna put apple pie above biscuits though,
okay,
because wherever I think that's the way this works.
yeah, the one next to it, yeah, biscuits before, yeah, because apple pie is really the hit or miss. But then biscuits, you know what? I can do it. All right.
Yeah. Brussels sprouts.
I'm a hard pass, but
Yeah,
I
me
haven't.
too. I'm sorry. My wife loves them. I think. She eats a bunch of foods I don't eat. She's
Uh,
gotten to me to eat a whole bunch of foods. I was so picky growing up. Like a lot of these I probably wouldn't
same.
growing up at all. But now I'm
Yeah.
like,
I feel like you and I had a very similar experience where we were very picky eaters, and then it took us like getting introduced to another family to learn what actual cooking is. And
yes. Oh man. When I discovered Indian food, oh man, as an adult,
shoot,
that was crazy.
man, give me some good korma, man. Like, mm, beautiful.
Squash.
Oh man, that's great. I mean, I like me some squash.
Yeah, I like squash. I wouldn't put it in great.
Yeah, okay. I feel like it depends on the squash too. I don't know. I mean,
All right, hear me out. I would eat if I had a choice of either squash or turkey. I'd eat the turkey first.
true. This is very true. I think okay is a good.
A high
Yeah,
okay. All right.
yeah.
Jellied cranberry, or as my kids call it, the blob.
The blob. Oh, that's cute. The blob. So for me, cranberry in any form is top tier.
Seconds.
Yeah. I will always get seconds. If there's cranberry anywhere on the
Yeah.
table,
If
I'm getting some more.
yeah, the turkey gets its cranberry. I mean, granted, there is cranberry sauce that's coming up too, but
Yep.
like the jelly cranberries, the little slices, yeah, it goes everywhere.
Yeah,
It's part of the. It's a primary component to Thanksgiving, in my opinion.
I'd agree.
This green bean casserole.
I mean, I've had a few green bean casseroles. I will eat it. I'm
Is
not
this
like
is this maybe you and I are the same, or this is a maybe where you're like, I'll take a bit, but I'm being nice. If I had a choice, I would never touch this thing.
it's a maybe. Like it's
Yeah,
I would touch it just to have it. I'm not going to be rude and say no if it's at the
yeah.
table.
I'll be rude about Brussels sprouts, but I will not be rude about green bean casserole.
Very true. Yeah. If you give me Brussels sprouts, I'm just like
Cornbread.
I'm at like great. I will have a piece of cornbread for sure.
I'm with you
Because like
100% on this. I
yeah,
love me some cornbread.
absolutely.
So good.
Would you get seconds though?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it depends. I mean, granted, Thanksgiving, you're playing the economy of it, right?
Yeah.
If I'm at a Thanksgiving dinner where my options are limited and cornbread was on the table, absolutely. If maybe some other options were on there, it's a good substitute seconds if I feel like I can't get the seconds of other things
The
that I
other
wish was there.
yeah. Say like the other things ran out, then you
Yeah,
have cornbread there. That would be my next go to.
exactly.
Yeah.
Corn.
I always love me some good corn.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
I put it at great. That's good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
for me
it's a good
it's
piece.
yeah. I mean, I like it. Are you like just corn or corn on the cob? Like, do you have is
It doesn't matter to me. Granted, I take the corn and then I cut it off the cob, but that's just me.
yeah. I do the same, and then I mix it up with like my mashed potatoes and everything. Oof,
I don't
so
mix. You're an animal.
I love so good.
And I also like sweet corn. That's a nice one to have.
Sweet corn is good.
Cranberry sauce.
You already know. I'm gonna put that in get seconds.
Yes.
That's me, man.
If it's not overflowing on my turkey, on my mashed potatoes, on everything around it, if it's not literally a soup that I dump everything into, it doesn't
Yep.
belong.
If I don't have just cranberry soup, man. Like, come on.
All right. Creamed corn.
I haven't I haven't had much creamed corn to be able to say.
Yeah, you want to put it in maybe?
I'd put it in maybe. I guess like I'd give it a shot. If it's presented to
Hmm.
me, I would try it.
Yeah, we don't really feature it very much either. Dinner rolls.
I see you going up maybe to seconds. Yeah, maybe great. I mean, for this one's another economy one,
Mm.
right? Like
Yeah.
this one's kind of the similar area where like cornbread. You know, if you want another dinner roll, put some like jam on it or cranberry sauce. Really makes it good.
Dinner
But
roll or
like
cornbread? Which one's more to you?
to me, cornbread's better.
Okay. would you get more bread because you want the bread, or are you just doing it more that it's a element that belongs part of the like cohesion of the plate?
I feel like it's just because it belongs on the plate.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna grab a roll.
I feel it fits in the okay where it's like it's a side item. It's not a main element.
Yeah.
Gravy.
Well, you can't have turkey without gravy. I
Yeah,
feel.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I I'll put it in great for me. You can let me know what you want, and then we'll average it out there. Only because I'm a when it comes to sauces, and unless it's cranberry sauce is like an exception here. I I'll like I'll have a little bit, and I'll just dip my stuff into it. Like I'm a dipper of my sauces, and I don't like it to have everything get all mushy.
So we that's where we differ as us. I
Oh,
will, yeah, I'll have my mashed potatoes. I got my gravy on there. I'll put my turkey in there. I'll put my cranberry sauce in there. I don't put my pumpkin pie in there, but
are you sure? Sounds like you should at this point.
just might as well have everything in there at once. But I like to mix it all and just get like it's man, it's so good. And then but like I have to have like a mountain of gravy on top of it if I do it. So I think it's great.
I will give it to you on great then. Ham.
Good ham. I mean, yeah, I'll have it. You know, I don't have ham too much, but when I have it, it's for like Thanksgiving, and usually I come back for it depending on how it's cooked.
Funny enough, I think I only have ham at like Christmas now.
Yeah, only about Christmas,
Yeah.
like the
Um,
grandparents or
mm, I I don't like ham, really. I'm not a huge fan of it. My kids love it, but I'm not. I put it
yeah,
like if it was there, I'd eat it. But it's
yeah,
not something I gravitate towards.
yeah. I put turkey above it for if
Yeah.
you're gonna have a choice of protein in there, I would put turkey above ham.
Yeah. I love turkey.
Yeah, it's okay. For ham, it's ham's okay.
Yeah. Mac and cheese.
Well, that's gonna always be seconds for me.
Bam. Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, give me all of the carbs.
Mashed potatoes.
I'm between great or seconds. Like I will come back for mashed
Wow.
potatoes.
Wow. And I'm in okay.
Really?
Yes.
Oof.
Only hear me out. Think about this. Mashed potatoes. Something maybe I have either too often or it's just regular, the specialness to it. When I think about, the pumpkin pies, the cranberry sauce, the turkeys, the things, I'd rather fill up on things that I know I'm not gonna have as often throughout the entire year.
Okay.
And to me, it's just a side item.
You feel like you're like I have this enough throughout the year. Like it's nothing
It's
special.
it's nothing special to me.
Okay. I think we could put it in the okay.
Well,
If
only if
you
you agree. If you wanna average it to great, that's fine, or if you wanna
I,
have it. If you
let's
love
have
it.
it. Let's average it to great.
Okay.
We'll put it in great because I mean I myself I don't have a lot of mashed potatoes
Mm,
throughout the year. So for me, when it comes to mashed potatoes during the holiday season. You get me some cornbread, mashed potatoes. Like I said, just imagining everything up top except for the pumpkin pie. That's separate. I just feel like I have to preface that.
yep.
Everything is just morphed into one on my dish. So,
Yeah. Red wine.
uh, I mean, like I get seconds on that, but that's because I just enjoy having wine with my meal, and like
Mm,
I'll have a second glass if that's what it is. Like it's great. I think it pairs well depending on what you're doing. You
yeah.
know, I don't know.
I'm gonna and I would actually put it in okay, but it wouldn't even be because of the wine. To
Yeah,
me, it's the social aspect. It's the I don't wanna drink too much in a social setting with my family and in-laws.
it's
But
fair.
that's just me. If it was at home and it was just like my own house, my own
Hmm.
personal Thanksgiving, throw it up into great.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's just mainly with family that you're
Yeah, because I
social
don't
aspect?
when I go to it, it's also one of those things like I can have wine at any point.
Hmm.
I, it's okay. it's not something special. Like, when I think about Thanksgiving, I'm trying to, like, think of the tier list of, "This is what means a lot to me." There's not, like, a wine that I'm like, I love this Thanksgiving wine."
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't go really out of my way for any Thanksgiving wines. For me, it's more of it's funny. It's kind of the social aspect for me because
Mhm.
I'm a social drinker.
Yeah.
So realistically, I'm always just kind of like when it comes to a fancy dinner like this, I kind of want a glass of wine to go with it.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll put it in great, because I that way it mirrors us, because I know you'd get seconds, it would've been elite for you, and it'd
Mm-hmm.
be okay for me, so I think averaging to
Yeah.
great is fine.
Great. Okay.
Roasted vegetables.
They're good. I mean, I think I'm between okay and great on those ones.
I'm fine with okay. To me, it's another item that's just,
It's
it
on
helps
there.
complete the plate. That's about
Yeah,
it.
that's
Like
like on my
you.
checklist. When I'm in
Yeah,
get piling on there. Yeah.
exactly. Scalloped potatoes.
That is a great for me.
Great. You love scalloped potatoes?
Oh man, I love some scalloped potatoes, man.
My wife
What
hates
a,
me for this. I'm a hard pass on
be a
scalloped potatoes.
hard pass. All right, where do you want to average this at?
Uh,
You want to be like, okay, like, is this
maybe
something that when if it's at if it's being served, would you put it on your plate, or is it a hard pass? Like you're like, I'm just not really feeling it this time. Kind of,
I I would eat. I would put it on a may. In the end, I would put it in a maybe. If I was like, "Here, would you eat it?" I'd eat it because I'm not going to be rude.
yeah, yeah. Also, to be fair, I haven't had scalloped potatoes in a long time,
Yeah,
so
I'm going to be selfish and put it in maybe.
yeah, we'll give you the maybe.
Now, now I like to make these things that I call as potato crisps, potato crisps, where
Okay.
I take those Yukon petite potatoes and I slice them up into little medallions of scallop, basically what like scallops look like. I then dip them in oil and parmesan and garlic and a bunch of other seasonings, put them in on a rack, bake them for 15 minutes, and then broil them for 5. And then they're these like really crisp potato chips that I like, crisps that I like. That I
Oh, okay.
Now that
So
is
just
awesome.
homemade, good, like nice, like homemade.
Yeah, and I'll do those on occasion. That was a way to alternate away from mashed potatoes because I was, like, so sick of them. So I came
Changing
up
up
with
the
that.
texture,
Yeah, I
still
found a
getting your
recipe.
potato.
Yeah, I found a recipe online and was like, "I'm gonna try this," and then it's been a hit. Sparkling juice, like
I mean,
Martinelli's.
I'm not a. I'd get seconds of that.
Yeah,
I like me some sparkling. Like
I
it's
like it.
good.
Everybody likes it.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with some sparkling grape juice.
Yeah, and
Just
there's no, like, questions of how you ended up in the middle of the street naked. You
yeah,
could drink as much as you want. There's no liquor.
yeah, yeah. There's no consequences to being. I'm gonna get another. You're not gonna get side eyed like, hey, I'm gonna get another glass of this, and you get like, you've had three.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's. I love that one so much.
Stuffing.
Mess me up with some. I love me some stuffing, man. Uh, I like specifically though. This is probably where my opinion is. I like my wife's the best. Other stuffing, not so much. My wife's perfect.
So great.
I'd put it at great. I can't go wrong with some stuffing. I
Yeah.
mean, you serve me my mom's stuffing, I'm going to tell you to please leave.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to politely yet firmly leave.
Sweet potato casserole.
I haven't had a sweet potato casserole. I've had sweet potatoes, but like as a casserole, I can't say.
I think I've had it. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I don't like sweet potatoes, really. Um, but I do like I know this one has like marshmallow stuff on top. I'd eat it, but it's not something I seek out.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a maybe.
Yeah. Oh, this is a green bean casserole,
Green bean
which
casserole.
is another duplicate. So I will throw them to the
Yeah.
end.
It's like I think we had
Uh,
that one in the
yeah. And
maybe.
then here is bacon green beans. bacon and green beans, like a mix. Like this is something we make, which is why it's put on here.
I have not had this.
Okay, well, it's awesome. I'll throw it up here first, and then you're
Gonna
gonna
have
talk
a
me down.
bite.
So it's green beans, and you can do it two ways. You could do it like this way, where you see on the image, where you take the bacon and you wrap the bacon in the green beans,
Okay.
or you just create bacon bits and you just heat the bacon and then you like mix it in, and it's just bacon bits with green beans.
Ooh.
Either way is great.
It sounds good. I don't doubt that. I have not had it.
Where would you like?
I mean, I could see that as like a great.
Okay. Okay. Deviled eggs.
That's a hard pass for me.
Thank God. Me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like eggs.
Like any?
I like scrambled eggs.
Okay.
I can do like eggs in a basket. I enjoy that.
Okay.
I like it's just like when you do hard boiled eggs specifically. I just it's
Mm.
not it's not my jam.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. This next one, it's hard to tell, but this is frog eye salad. Have you ever had that before?
What is it?
All right. I know my screen's like on white, so I'm sure I'm like blasting myself here. The frog eye salad is made with acini di pepe, which is or couscous pasta, coconut, pineapple, mandarin oranges, and marshmallows.
Whoa, some sweetness going on.
Yes, it's
I mean, that sounds really good. I'd give that a shot.
my wife makes it every year. It's awesome.
That that sounds really good.
I put it in a grate because I can only have one, and I'm done.
Man. So we're coming by for Thanksgiving, right?
We should talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, blueberry salad.
I haven't had a blueberry salad. Is that just what is that just a salad with blueberries in it?
Pretty much.
I mean,
It'd
I'd
be
put it
there.
on my plate.
Okay. I'll put it on
I
like
don't know.
okay, like as a side or just
Yeah,
as a maybe.
maybe.
All right.
I'd have to judge it in person first. I'd have to be like, all right,
Mm.
what's the ratio of blueberry salad we got going on? You know.
It's fine. There's a lot of options. That's why when I started having Thanksgiving with my wife and the in-laws from there, I was like, I didn't know Thanksgiving food existed of this caliber. Like I didn't know there was so much more than
Right.
corn, rolls, and the turkey. That's all I
I'll
knew
have to,
growing up.
yeah. Man, I'll have to tell you, like when I started having like real Mexican food, let me tell you what, that was a game changer. It wasn't just like ground beef with no seasoning wrapped in a tortilla. I was like, oh, what?
Oh man.
Uh,
Ugh, okay, this next one my wife makes. It's an amazing thing. It's a dessert.
okay,
It is a strawberry jello pretzel. It's called salad, but it's basically a
it's
casserole.
it's it's casserole.
So it's basically you have the top layer of like cream, but then the jello has like strawberries mixed in it. In the middle is like cream cheese or like no whipped cream. And then the bottom is a crushed pretzels. Like we literally take the pretzel bag, crush them into a crust, and that's the bottom layer. And then you have basically like cut it up like cake, and it's served to you.
Whoa,
I had never seen it in my life before, and my wife made it, and it is divine.
that sounds really good.
I love strawberries. I love
Yeah,
pretzels. I love whipped cream.
you just combine that.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's
Yeah, you
just
can't go wrong with that. That sounds really good. I would probably get seconds of that.
yes, I will put myself in the dirt with how much I get from it if it's there.
Like yes,
7 layer salad.
I've never had a 7 layer salad.
Yeah, I haven't really had it often too. I've seen it once in a while show up from like other people bringing it. But it's like a various layer of like, there's like snap peas at one layer. There's a bunch of layers of salad.
I'm not sure I would like it.
I probably wouldn't either.
Yeah,
I'd throw it in like the hard pass, but if someone gave me the funny look, I'd like drop it into maybe to be not rude. My
yeah.
thing is like
It's
I play the game where I'd put so much on my plate that I'd be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, when I go up again, I'm totally getting that, and then hopefully forget. So I'll put it in hard
yeah.
pass.
I'm totally gonna get it. You go back up. Well, you didn't get any more. Damn it, you noticed.
uh,
Well, you see, I gotta make room for the pie. Come on, Charlene. Like, I gotta make room for the pie, okay?
yeah. Okay, this one is a hard to read image. It's the cheesy corn.
Mmm.
I don't know if you ever had that.
That sounds really good.
Let's just invite you and your wife to like my Thanksgiving with my wife and
Yeah, you might
family.
have said, I'm like, okay, I'm down.
Look at all this good food. Like,
Yeah, this looks really good. I mean, honestly, that I would probably get, like, I would eat that for sure. That sounds really good. I would probably get seconds of that.
I'll throw it in great. I can only handle one serving personally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. This is I think apple, apple spiked rings, spiked apple rings. I think.
Spiked apple. Oh, okay. I've not had that. That sounds like an interesting thing at a social event.
I think they're okay.
Yeah.
My wife and family are big fruit connoisseurs. If that's probably why you've noticed in this very fruit esque list,
Yes.
they love it. To me, it's okay.
I'm noticing a theme here. No. I mean, I haven't had it. I mean, it sounds like I would enjoy it. I would put it in the okay or great. I'm kind of between those two. If you want to even that out, yeah,
I'm okay with okay
yeah.
because I wouldn't put it in great. My wife would hit me in
I
the head,
think.
say it's amazing. You know.
I mean, I think it's something where I'd probably like have one or two,
Hmm.
and then I'd be done.
Yeah. Now this is a personal favorite.
Ooh,
This is punch, but it's most specifically cranberry, strawberry with Sprite punch
cranberry, strawberry, Sprite.
that we make this like every year.
That sounds really good.
Yes,
Sounds like a mocktail. That's what that is.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Eh, But we have it every year. It's amazing. We don't really do the Martinellis. Instead, they just do this.
yeah. I mean, I would do that. That sounds really good.
Yeah, they get a huge, huge jug, and we just fill it. We just keep going. We bring more and more of it.
Nice.
All right, we've got the apple pie. We might as well bring in the cherry pie.
Ooh. I think this one runs into similar issues with apple pie for me, where it depends on like where you get it, the brand,
Mhm.
quality of the crust.
I agree.
I'd put it. It's like next to apple pie on that in that scale.
Yeah, I totally agree. Absolutely. All right. Just green beans. Good old fashioned regular green beans.
I like my wife's green beans. She like gets them all crispy and like crunchy, and I like it.
Mmm.
And then she adds like you do like little like crushed like nuts in there too, and then the sauce
Yeah.
on top of that, and it changes it up. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Great.
I
Okay.
put that. I think that's like for me. It's great.
Okay. We'll do that. All right. Chocolate pie.
I'm kind of in a maybe. I I'm not a big chocolate guy.
Mm. Do you know where I'd put it?
Are you gonna put it in? You can put in the great, great above gray.
The reason I only put it in delete for this moment, we'll put it down,
Hmm.
is because I make the pie every year.
Okay,
And funny enough, it's the only pie I eat at any of these events. I don't eat the pumpkin pie. I don't eat the apple pie. I don't eat the cherry pie. It's too inconsistent for me to trust.
but
But
solid the chocolate.
I make it every year. I make 3 of them. I make one that goes to the in-laws, one that we have right away, and then one that we have for our personal like Thanksgiving week time.
Okay, I'll have to give it a try.
And yep, and it's devoured immediately, pretty quickly. It doesn't go. It's not like Halloween candy. It doesn't go get past.
I think about our mom's chocolate pie. So that's where I get it from, where it's just like a gelatinous, just like gross, chocolatey, weird thing.
Yeah, I
Chocolate soup.
yeah that that's where I refined it. that's for the base, and I was like, okay, we can do better.
Mhm.
So I think I saw what she did. I then found this like Hershey's chocolate pie recipe online, and then I altered it and made sure that it was not so sweet because the other one was always so sweet. So it uses like the semi-sweet. It uses like whipped cream. I use a good
Ooh.
crust, and then I make sure that the chocolate pudding is a little harder. It has more of a form
Yeah, it's not just a liquid
blob.
blob.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm willing.
We
I'm
could
willing
put
to
it
put it in.
in.
Well, I'm willing to put it in okay because I put your pie because we put the pumpkin pie in elite, but I put
No, I mean, if you want to put it up in like guess seconds, I mean,
yeah
I'm good
I
with that. You know.
yeah okay I'll do that. uh, and then this one, what is this last one? Really fast. I think it's like apple something. It's pickled
Is
something. I
it
think it's pickled apples. I think.
apple slices? Pickled apple slices?
I think that's right. It is pickled watermelon rinds.
Whoa.
It is. I should have known it because of the watermelon right there. We'll just leave it there for a second. All right, stay in hard pass, but we'll move it. We'll move it. It's not really in hard pass at the moment.
Okay.
So it's the watermelon pickled rinds. I've maybe seen this once in my years.
I have never heard of this.
I can't. I don't even remember the taste.
I know nothing on this one. I don't know if I would like it or not. I also don't like pickled
Mm.
things, I will say.
All right, let me see if I can find it. They are crunchy and sweet with a strong flavor of cloves, cinnamon, and ginger.
I mean, I'd like the ginger and the clove in there. It's not bad. Some cinnamon.
Yeah, maybe a maybe.
I think it's a baby. I would definitely. I
Okay.
honestly, I would be legit with Charlene. I wouldn't just do the whole pass around with like Brussels sprouts of yeah, I'll come back for it. I'd be like, yeah, let me grab one. You know.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, the last two are duplicates, so we won't do those. And in the end, here is our tier list.
Huzzah. We definitely have our priorities straight. All the carbs are at the top for
This
the
is
most part.
true.
I mean, you got pumpkin pie. I know cranberry sauce is a winner. You got your gravy. I already see a plate being made here. I know what my plate would have. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. I'm so hungry already, and I'm
Man, we
almost
need
full.
come up with some tentative plans here for Thanksgiving. What's
Yeah. Okay. Well, that
wow. Oh.
does the tier list. And all right. Well, I think that just about does it this week. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. You get to eat all these amazing foods. Let me know what your favorite food is.
Did you completely disagree with us, or were you happy with the decisions we made? Were you like, why are you passing on Brussels sprouts? And also, who's Charlene?
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.